Having you back on my CryptoQ media channel makes me happy. Salutations, all, attention, everyone, the SEC is officially over. I will confess that the SEC has informed us of certain peculiar developments. Also, a lot of lawyers and police officers are starting to speak out, because there are major contradictions happening right now that might cause the SEC to be abolished. Okay, this is simply utterly insane stuff. The chief legal officer of Ripple, Stuart Alderetoy, along with Brad Garlinghouse and Gary Gensler, are currently dropping bombshells, I must say. Right now, being an XRP member is insanely exciting because it will lead to a lot of new opportunities. Please pay close attention and give this post an overwhelming amount of likes because this is a bombshell update. That video is all set and cleared. Since the chief legal officer has recently made a statement that speaks volumes about the SEC, we should start by addressing him. His words deserve our attention. The SEC, he says, failed miserably in every respect. So, they took to social media today to make their case. To make sure it's covered, Ripple has filed a cross appeal. It says, among other things, that certain fundamental rights and duties must exist in order for there to be an investment contract. Here, the Ripple team is pulling off something really impressive, rather than sitting back and hoping the SEC rejects the appeal, which is something that is very likely to happen. They are filing a cross appeal. Because the SEC will lose all further appeals if this is permitted, this is of the utmost importance. This is the general idea of how the law should function. We can't let this chance pass us by. You can't see what I'm about to show you without this last component. Since the SEC has already said that it will not be appealing the ruling that XRP is not a security, we can get onto the portion that is most important. Once, they even went ahead and said that a token could constitute a security. For that, they apologized. You cannot evade this legal requirement by relying on these other grounds of appeal. Last year, the SEC sought to appeal the rulings that classified XRP payments to developers and employees, as well as exchange transactions, as securities, but they were unsuccessful. It's likely that they will give these another go, and this time they will likely fail. The SEC can do this right now, and everyone should take note of that. Pay close attention to this, because I believe it is crucial. They are given the chance to appeal indefinitely using taxpayer monies. This highlights the significance of the cross appeal. If we do not take immediate action, the SEC will continue to fritter away millions of dollars attempting to defraud Ripple for no apparent reason. Moreover, that is extremely corrupt. But if you think it only has to do with, well, hold on. Alright then, in keeping with Stuart's stated goal throughout, we are eagerly awaiting the Federal Court of Appeals judgment to finally confront Gensler's incorrect assault on our industry. Do the right thing and deliver justice to the world, Federal Court. That is all that is needed. No, as it turns out, Brad Garlinghouse retweeted this, among other things. I brought up his remark earlier this month that if the SEC and head Gary Gensler were truly committed to maintaining the rule of law, they would just admit defeat and go on. Instead, it appears that Gensler and the agency are hell-bent on causing mayhem, with technological advancement and innovation suffering as mere byproducts. With today's cross appeal, I couldn't agree more. Our goal is to end the SEC's goal of regulation by enforcement and seal its fate. Following the completion of our first round of core, we at Ripple are thrilled to maintain our position as the industry leader. Once again, XRP deserves recognition from the whole crypto industry. No other cryptocurrency has been as transparent with its rivals as XRP. If you don't appreciate XRP, you don't appreciate cryptocurrencies in general. Clearly, This isn't stopping the SEC's corruption, on the contrary, it's utterly absurd. But in the end, public opinion will decide this. The public's awareness of the SEC's opposition to their objective has finally started to grow. These posts' phenomenal success is due in large part to free speech, social media, and platform. Take this into consideration if you believe things couldn't be any more ludicrous or strange up until now. Justin Slaughter, VP of Regulatory Affairs at Paradigm, has said this. The next step is to read the. It has been whispered behind closed doors that Chair Gary Gensler is trying to derail cryptocurrencies' progress so that other markets can reap the benefits. If this is true, I would be eternally grateful. Gensler may even risk praising him at tonight's Supreme Court meeting by utilizing the SEC's regulatory powers. At the end of this video, I will show you something that might make you laugh or want to rip your ears out. The SEC has lately targeted Cumberland, another firm, and this shocking announcement follows suit. I can't tell you which one it is, but you still need to be on the lookout for it because of how vital it is. Alright then. Cumberland issued this proclamation for that reason. Supposedly, the SEC's enforcement is stepping up its efforts to crack down on innovation and prevent legitimate companies from trading digital assets. The most recent hearing before the House Financial Services Committee was marred by criticism of their method from members of both parties, but this has nonetheless taken place. I gave you excerpts where the SEC was said to be a rebel agency, not to have cooperated with Congress, and to have abused his power. In other news, the head of enforcement at the SEC has apparently left the agency and is taking a job in the private sector. Consequently, a lot of people are starting to think about this. Despite widespread opposition, the SEC will not budge from its policy of suing everyone with government funds. In regards to your question, it seems that it is helping them land better paying jobs in the private sector. They're working underhandedly for huge corporations that are vying for a share of the digital asset market with blockchain technology of their own. They are offered positions that pay 5 times as much as what they were earned at the SEC after they have followed instructions. Outlawing lobbies in the US is vital since they are the root cause of all these problems, such as the covert funding of particular SEC officials and the murky connections between different federal agencies. It is really mind-boggling how corrupt people are. Cumberland made other important issues in their statement, including whether the current situation is warranted. This lawsuit is an attempt to overturn the SEC's ruling that some of our transactions involving Bitcoin assets amounted to security transactions. We and the SEC have had open and frank discussions about this for the last 5 years. Has this ever been mentioned before? No. It appears to me that everyone involved now knows that the SEC will not let anyone off the hook as long as they deal in digital assets in any way. This is because they suddenly announce, "We're going to sue you," despite your current conversations and lack of effort to reach a compromise. This happens when you and the SEC are in constant contact, discussing various aspects of your firm. Cumberland continues by saying that they have been available for countless interview hours, produced thousands of pages of content, and given many written statements and summaries. The SEC has finalized its description of the transactions and issues at issue in today's lawsuit after countless talks and thousands of pages of correspondence with specific SEC compliance officials. Do you people finally get it now? Anyone with even a mediocre level of intelligence would see right away that this is incorrect. These deals allegedly necessitated our registration as broker-dealers with the SEC. For what reason was this not brought up sooner? Even though we strongly objected and had previously said that our broker-dealer could only be used to trade Bitcoin or Ethereum, we went ahead and acquired a registered broker-dealer in 2019. Despite Chairman Gensler's request to just register. The sole non-securities at play here are Bitcoin and Ethereum. The SEC does not have jurisdiction over these occurrences. Appreciating my video is a privilege. Please subscribe and like my channel before I end this.